everybody. I am in my new studio location and I don't have my lights set up yet, but luckily it is just bright enough coming through these windows that you'll be able to see me. The video I made yesterday for Lesson Business Blueprint was dim, you could say. So got a little bit of light. Hopefully by next week's video I'll have my whole studio set up, but right now I'm surrounded by boxes. And I was trying to decide what I wanted to cover today, and I was thinking, wow, I'm just all these boxes everywhere. And then it reminded me of the box shape that we want our fingers to have when we play notes. So we're going to discuss boxes today. So what I'm talking about is the angle that your fingers come down on the strings. A common bad habit I see is that the fingers will come in flat like that to try to play notes in a somewhat flat position using the pad of the finger instead of the tip of the finger. And that's a problem for a couple of reasons. One of them is that fingers are not strong when they're pushing down in this direction. And it just is something that's going to wear you out pretty quick if you're trying to play that way. And it's not going to sound good either. Now the reasons for that is one, that your fingers aren't as strong, so it's more likely to buzz. But the other one is that the tip of the finger is better suited for pushing down a string. And the reason for that is if you're pushing down with the tip of your finger, there's a finger bone behind that. So we have the soft tip, or depending on your calluses, it might not be that soft. My calluses are very soft. You've got this softer tip here, but it has a bone behind it to push down and make a firm connection with the fret. However, if you're using the pad of your finger, part of it has a bone behind it, but this end here doesn't. So now you end up with a connection to the string that is not firm. And the tone's just never going to be as good as when your finger is in the correct position. So this will vary depending on the exact thing you're playing, but in general, you want your fingers to make this box shape, like a staple. Sometimes it's going to be a little more like this, other times it might be tighter in, but it should never be like this unless we're making a bar chord. Then you absolutely can, but this is only for certain situations. One situation where we might land somewhere in between is when we're trying to hold down two notes with one finger. And there you kind of have to, unless you have giant fingertips, you kind of have to relax that box shape a little bit. But for most things, we want that box shape. The pinky often is a little bit more of an open shape compared to the index finger. Trying to reach its notes is often a very closed shape. But in general, we need that box shape with all knuckles bent on your fingers. If you are not good at that, don't despair. You can change it. If you want to sign up for a lesson, I'll help you change it. But here's the first thing I'm going to tell you in your lesson to help you change it is that you don't need to change it all at once. 5 minutes a day is fine. Work on the new technique for 5 minutes a day. That is the way to make a long-term fix. Trying to go cold turkey and say, oh, I'm just never going to do this the wrong way again, it fails. Because you're going to go to a jam session, you'll be playing along, and you're going to mess up because the new technique is something you're not familiar with. You're going to mess up and be like, that's it, that's the end. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to fix it, because you maybe get embarrassed because something went wrong, or just really disappointed in how it came out. And you're going to give up and decide, oh, I'm just going to go back to the old way. I've seen that happen a million times. What I've also seen happen a million times is students who spend 5 minutes a day working on the new technique, just carefully placing a finger. And after a while, that becomes habit, and 5 minutes a day is very easy to commit to. So that's what you can do to improve that box position. And as I mentioned, if you want to take a lesson from me to improve that, there's a link down below where you can find that. And if you have topic requests for these videos, feel free to reach out and make a request. If you've made a request already and I haven't covered it, feel free to ask again. Sometimes I lose track of those. I need to find a better system for that than just screenshotting it on my phone. So working on that with my assistant, I think she's going to make me a little spreadsheet for it. If you're watching this on YouTube, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Click that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and also click that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. And if you're watching this on Facebook, make sure to follow this page, click that like button, and share that post for the Facebook algorithm. And I've been getting a lot of questions about my pick lately. This is a 𝐁𝐨𝐶𝗵𝗄 pick. There's a link below for that as well. And one last thing for Strum Machine. If you're thinking about signing up for Strum Machine, they're doing 30 days free if you use my link below. All right, everybody, thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you think about this technique info. And let me know down below, too, if this is something you've struggled with or something you found easy. Or if you have any tips for improving technique, feel free to share those, too. Everybody would love to see that in the comments. All right, bye, everybody. Bye.